Hi, hello, it's Leilani from the Bible in 1 Year. Today we are reading Mark chapter 14, verses 1 to 9. Now, the main message of this few verses is that in a time of betrayal and death, one woman's bold and loving act stands out as a picture of true worship. And her story teaches us that real love for Jesus is costly. It is often misunderstood, but always seen by God. Now, in verse 1 and 2, as the chapter begins, we see a dark and dangerous atmosphere. The religious leaders are plotting to kill Jesus, not because of wrongdoings, but because of their own pride and their own fear. Now, the timing is strategic. They want to do it quietly so that the crowds don't revolt during Passover. Now, while the world is planning death, Jesus is quietly spending time with his friends. He's at the home of Simon the leper, a man that he likely healed, surrounded by people who love him. Now, this contrast sets the stage. While some hearts are filled with hatred, one woman's heart is full of love. In a world turning its back on Jesus, she steps forward. Now, suddenly, this woman, who is unnamed in the book of Mark, enters the room. She breaks a jar of pure nard, a rich, fragrant oil from India, and it's worth more than a year's salary. She pours it out over Jesus in one bold act of love. She doesn't save some for later, and she doesn't ask permission. She doesn't hold back. She breaks the jar, symbolizing that she's giving everything, no turning back. Now, this teaches us something so deep, that real worship is sacrificial. It costs us something. It costs us our pride, our plans, and even our possessions. But not everyone sees it that way. Some people that were in the room with them were undignified. Why this waste, they ask? This could have been sold and given to the poor. Now, on the surface, it sounds noble, but underneath, their hearts miss the point. It wasn't about helping the poor. It was about not understanding the worth of Jesus. The woman knew exactly who Jesus was. She saw his value and responded with everything she had. The others couldn't see his worth, so they saw her gift as a waste. Now, when we love Jesus deeply, others might criticize us, even from within the church. But we should not let human opinions drown out heaven's approval. Now, in defense, Jesus speaks up. He says, "Leave her alone. She has done a beautiful thing to me." He recognizes her love. He knows her motive, and he says, "She did what she could." She may not have preached sermons or done great miracles, but she gave what she had, her treasure, her honor, and her heart. And Jesus says that it is beautiful. He even connects her act to his death. She has anointed my body beforehand for burial. She didn't know all the details, but her worship became prophetic, preparing him for what was to come. Now, finally, Jesus says something so remarkable. He says, whenever the gospel is preached in the whole world, what she has done will be told in memory of her. She didn't do it for fame. She didn't do it for attention. But because her act was pure and poured out, Jesus made it eternal. Now, 2,000 years later, we're still talking about her. And that's the power of love. That's the value of worship. We all have something costly. Our time, our energy, our dreams, and our possessions. Now, Jesus isn't asking for the leftovers. He is asking, will you give me your best? And maybe you feel like you don't have much. But like this woman, you can do what you can. And in God's eyes, it is enough. I want to thank you for listening to me today. Until we read together again next week. Be blessed and goodbye.